What's up, guys? Me and Dmitry here coming to you from Chicago, attending Ben Menchaca's funeral. Just met their family, his brother that looks just like him, his mother. Very heartwarming. We've been crying, very emotional, but we also want to celebrate Ben's life and his impact on the roofing industry. It was sad to listen to people, his cousins, sharing how Ben got screwed 5 times working for different companies in this industry, and his legacy will always be that he never went down that route. He never become negative. He was winning with positivity. You bought to watch his last Zoom, last known to us. He's been sending us roofing school Zooms with the roofing school students. In the month of May, he sent us like 6 of them, and Nick Gallens was the last known Zoom with a student with Ben Menchaca. I asked permission, Nick. Appreciate you letting us publish this video. This just will show you what kind of coach he was, what kind of legacy he built. He was the most positive person I know. He touched everybody's life, and I absolutely appreciate all the comments, all the engagement, everyone who supported the family with a GoFundMe support. Their family definitely used it. It helped with the funeral expenses, transferring the body and everything, and we want to keep his legacy. He was the positive one. He was one of the best people in the roofing industry. In 1 year, he touched so many lives. Never forget it. Take a listen, enjoy this Zoom, and comment below if Ben Menchaca had impact on your life. Maybe you watched the interview, maybe you met him, maybe you have a dinner, lunch, maybe he coached you. We want to hear from you. Comment below so his family sees it and also knows how much impact Ben Menchaca did on the roofing industry in the last year of his life. Enjoy the Zoom.
Where you at, Nick?
Wisconsin. We are
Ooh, where at?
Sheboygan area. Sheboygan is over.
Dude.
Yep. Northeast Wisconsin.
Yeah. I used to live in Milwaukee for a number of years.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are you now?
Money Making, Minnesota. I'm by the Twin Cities, right here by Mall of America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally like, if I seem kind of out of it today, just heads up. I'm trying to move and dealing with that. So I'm moving northeast off the river. So I'm moving this week. I got to be out here by Saturday. So I've been doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm in Minneapolis though. I love awesome. Wisconsin. They're good people over there.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever work over here?
One time let's see, when COVID just started, like March or whatever, April 20 or whatever that was, I was by my mom. I went to see my family. I had gotten off the road after 3 years. I finally went home to see my family because there was some issues with the company. I wasn't going to go back. So I just had to go home and chill, And then I got a call from the guy, and he's like, "Hey, Wisconsin just got hit. You want to come run some leads?" I go, "Dude, I don't want to go back to Wisconsin. I don't want to live over there, And he's like, "No, I'll just come run these leads." So I was working up in Kewaskum.
Wow, that's not far from us at all.
Yeah, I was running around.
Small town.
Yeah. I was working with Cab.
Yep. I'm familiar with them.
Yeah, Cab. So
how was that?
I'm not gonna be negative,
That's I understand. I mean, for this area, they're decent.
It was nothing that Andy was cool. I think he still owed me a couple of bucks left, but the thing was, I know they were really trying and they got a nice setup over there. It's just that nobody worked as a team, and dude, I put a lot of volume through that pipeline. And not much came out. They weren't buying, bro. And he didn't know how to supplement and win so I needed to make a change after I worked for 120 days, and I put 80 up, 15 or 20 came out to build. I'm like, I gotta go, bro. I'm not making any money here,
Yeah.
And Dude, I don't know if it was a storm, it was just like a twilight zone over there. I can't explain it because there
It's
was
the
other
area.
people doing high volume, bro. Like they were doing 800,000, 900, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was just tough, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It's a weird area. It's a very weird area. I'm telling you.
yeah, it
Like,
is. But no excuses. Yeah, that's the way I work. Let me get a little social media check here. What can I help you with, bro? I don't want to talk your ear off.
no, this is cool. This is cool. So, but I mean, in the industry, like $1 million producers, that's good, right? I mean, I know there's guys that do more, but
Dude, here's the thing, and that's a great question. People downplay it, but bro, like I don't know a lot of people, it's hard to do year in and year out, man. It's different storms, no storms. Like, dude, like anybody could be $1 million producer in a storm. It's just how many times can they do it after? That's, but I still think it's a significant level, Yeah.
like we'll do that because a couple of reasons. One, I asked that question because like if I just ever decide to scrap my company and just go sell. Are you there yet?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's sometimes it freezes up. So
Yeah.
just want to make sure it's not freezing up. So like, my highest that I've ever sold and built and collected and done everything before I had an office person and a bookkeeper and a salesman and a project manager. And before any of that was like 1.3 on my own, but I didn't have anybody else. So I was limited to,
Yeah.
So last year, my salesman that I hired him in 2020 when COVID hit, and he'd never sold roofs before, right? He's a realtor. He sold like he sold like 1.1, right? In retail. This isn't even storm. This is 100% retail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did like 500 or 50 or 600,000, something like that. Like we're like 1.85 was our revenue, and then last year so I went from 1.2 or 1.3 was mine. Then with adding him, we went to 1.85. Then this last year in 2021, we did 2.25. And this year I'm just like pushing to try to, I think maybe we could hit 3, 3 to 3.3.
With just two guys?
With 2 salesmen. Yeah. He sold 100,000 yesterday.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, congratulations. No, dude, it doesn't take that many people, bro. Like, all right, for instance, the average salesman, they sell 300,000 a year.
That's not very good.
I know.
I have that just in repeat new construction, like that. So
just to give you a point of reference, industry wide, that's like, because like the $1 million producers and up, here's what I'll say, man. Like, it's becoming kind of old, bro. Like they, now 2 million's like, like it just, we're as an industry, everybody's growing and there's more storms and people are staying in longer. You get people in here 10, 11, 15 years, dude. I'm starting my 5th year. Dude, there's people just staying in this and they just get better and better. And then it's just natural to them. It's a natural evolution of a salesman, I think.
that's the way it seems. I told him, I said, I think I'm pushing you to do 1.8 this year. And he's like, you want me to sell 1.8 million? I said, I think you can. And I said, I think I'm going to too. He's like, you're going to, how do you do that? I'm like, I have no idea, but we're going to try it. So, like, it's just like you said, and if you have something to back you, we're pretty stacked with crews. I've been blessed that we have between 3 and 5 roofing crews at our disposal. So, and the siding, and our pain point is siding. Like, it is a pain point.
Yeah,
right?
it's hard to get.
But everybody wants to sell the $30,000 siding job and get the $3,000 commission. But like, that's the easy part because we can sell the heck out of it here because there's not a lot of siders. But
I was the top selling salesman for siding. Imagine that. Top selling salesman for siding when I worked in Wisconsin. I sold a lot because nobody messed with it,
yeah, Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. It was like
Just getting the labor is the key, right? It's just
yeah,
so
dude. We had some. Here's the thing. Like that's the major reason, like why I left production, because there was 2 instances, man, where it went haywire. I'm like, bro, I gotta go. Like I can't be selling this, dude. You know,
Mhm.
get your stuff together. You know.
So what in your in your experience, what does this process look like for you guys? Because right now I'm trying to get my salesman to, you know, develop material orders for me, takeoffs, so that like not takeoffs, but like drip edge footage and like all the stuff, so I can get it to my production guy and he just order it. We don't have to do it off of Google Earth and then make mistakes and crap like that. So is that hard? That's hard, right? Am I asking too much?
Here's the thing, man. Well, no, dude, in a perfect world, dude, you want your people to know everything about what they're selling, but it's not a perfect world, bro. Salesmen sell, bro. That's what you want them to do. You want them to continue in the behavior in which that's their natural habitat. Trust me on this. And then you want
Yeah.
the production people, that's what they do. They build stuff, they put stuff together, they order it. They know all the facets of a roofing system, a siding system. Like, in my opinion, and the way in my last 4 years, the way I've seen it, which systems work more fluid were the ones who people focus on their jobs. And I'll give you a couple for instances, right? Like when you were 10-50-50, you had a takeoff sheet, right? Like how much foot of, what do you call
Drip
that?
edge, gutter apron, valley
Drip,
metal, and
gutter, all that stuff. Is there a cricket, all that stuff, how many boots, 2-inch, 3-inch lead, PVC, like you could have those sheets. That's fair. Like they should be able to do it because they're up on the roof and it's not that hard. When you start getting into measuring stuff, you want that to be precise or else you're like losing money. So when they take the hover, do you guys use hover or anything like that?
we're using the quick measures through GAF. We'll use Eagle View. We'll do a Eagle.
Yeah, so
We'll do like the quick squares, and then if we get it, we'll do the rest.
see, that's how I've always had some kind of apparatus like that. I've
Mhm.
had 2 people show me how to measure a roof by hand, and I just wasn't paying attention because I'm like, bro, like, dude, yeah, I don't want, I'm like traumatized by working in the trades, bro. I don't want to pick up no tools, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So like
yeah,
as a guy coming up in the industry, like for 25 years, been in business for 18 years. So like
wow.
for 20, but in the business since like 95, 96. So like in roofing. So started with commercial. But like when I started my company, I just think back to like when I started my company, if you probably talk to most business owners, they probably would be like, man, I had to measure my own shit.
No,
You know what I mean? I had to get
what
my own
yeah,
stuff.
that's
That's
how
our
you do.
mentality,
No, that's you guys got brought in the right way. How you do anything is how you do everything. How I was brought in is storm, right?
Mhm,
Canvassing, different sale than retail, right? Different
mhm.
sale than just like going out and getting business. So you got brought in the old school way, bro. Like that.
Yep.
I wish someone would have brought me in like that because I'd be so much sharper, probably sell more, just based on talking about, dude, all the stuff technically, right?
Mhm.
So there's that old school way of thought, but the new school is, dude, this is a business, bro.
Technology.
Efficiency. What's the fastest point from A to B with all the minutia getting directed in that and throwing off time because everything's about time, dude.
Yep.
So you could
Yeah.
run your company the way you want. Like you could have some thoroughly technical people that you train and then they train, but those kind of people, bro, usually aren't that good with people and they're not good at training. So
Yeah.
you want to do a system that complements people's styles. That's what I would say.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you got one of those guys that comes in, he's old school. He's like, he came from the union and that's all he knows. Well, dude, you could probably teach him how to do it the right way and so he's self-sufficient and doesn't need the software and all that. But most people
Mhm.
are just like the dumbing down of America has started. It's occurred. Like people, dude, like don't want to learn nothing, and you just gotta. But people can sell. People can explain
Yeah.
the offer, right?
Yeah, and that's what he's real good at. He's a real estate agent. That's how I met. Actually, he was my supplier rep. And and I said, why do you want to quit working where you're working? He's like, because 3% isn't as much as 10%. And I said, oh, makes sense, right? So he made 120 grand last year, and he's like, I don't even know what drip edge is. I'm like, I tell you this all the time,
Well,
stuff like that. It's crazy to me.
I didn't know what a turtle vent was the first 2 years of my. But that's here. I was explaining on a coaching call yesterday. That's the beauty about what we do and what we have to offer in this industry, right? Where else can you go where you don't need a degree? If you have a past, if you don't know about technical stuff, like, dude, you could learn and earn on the way. That's what's so great about it. And not only that, you can earn an adult above average income while you're doing it.
Yeah, no, a great income. I mean, it's endless, yeah, so like we do maybe if we did 100,000 in storm work last year, 150, 200, something like that, that's max. Yeah, I would like to get more into the storm stuff and just like I'm the guy that does it. I'm the guy that's run them. Like when we had Manitowoc had a big storm over here by us, that's like 40,000 people, and that was like half the city got hit 2 times in 15 years. That's where I learned. I learned by a lot of 3 o'clock in the morning, reading insurance papers, trying to figure it out. And that was before like it was trainers online, like doing that. So
Yeah,
we don't do much of that. So if we do get people that call in, like, hey, I got hit and my neighbors are getting a roof, or I'll go out and canvas an area by myself just to see if I can drum something up and then get one and then knock on everybody else's door,
yeah,
like
that's
that.
fun.
So, but so I'm not afraid to do that. I don't require him to canvas his entire area. I encourage him, and I mean in my job description for him that I gave him, we redid this year. I did say, like, I want you to go to 3 people down the street, here, 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 here. I don't care. Like, just do something, like, because then you're drumming up your own pipeline. It'll make him feel good if he gets something. It'll make him give him some motivation. But I think I have him so busy that it's not even a thing. You know what I mean? Like the leads, I'm not lacking any leads. We're the top like rated roofer in our town. So
Good.
we get
You'll get more and more because of that, and creating the network, creating the brand for years to come. Yeah, that's good, man. I was on the road too many years to create my network, so now I got to rebuild it. Like, so that's a good thing you got going, man. It's the best way. That I was talking to somebody, and their top guy he brought home 250 in commissions last year, and 90% of that came from leads, call-ins to the office. Like,
yeah.
dude, that's like what's his name up in Michigan? He's got it like that. That's where you want to be. That's the goal. So if you're, yeah, man, that hometown stuff works. It's the best.
So what is the average guy? I know they say like the average closing rate in sales is like 33 or something like that. We'll say a third, somewhere around there across the board, I think. What about in roofing? What do you think? Like our stuff. What have you seen? What was yours? What is yours?
They say 6, I think.
Whoops.
Saying 60%.
60%.
I forgot, dude. They were just saying this the other day. Yeah, because if you're not at I think it was, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what it is really.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're asking me, dude, I don't know. Like you can't, I try to compare myself, dude. Like it just freaks people out. Like, I don't know. I close a lot, dude. Like I'm just good. I got known for just like bringing the check home, bro. Like that's why people, even I didn't know how to read a loss report. I don't know anything. but I can explain the offer enough and carry it through and then pick up the check. I was the guy turning in 8 checks at a time, like, so my closing ratio was super high. I don't know what it was. Like, I should know that though as a professional, but like, dude, I just go out and do it, bro. And that's what I've been, but I've been learning that you're like that people look down on you because you don't know your numbers. Like, you should know your numbers, but like, I don't know. I'm just kind of weird. Like, I just go out and do it and I don't really get caught, because the numbers could really just overwhelm you. All right. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, man. You get caught in the numbers, bro, and then you don't work,
Yeah, I do. Like, I've done that. Like, and I'm like,
But-
okay, all I'm doing is paperwork, and all I'm doing is shoveling stuff around. I need to get at it. And
here's what I do know. Here's what I do know, right? I know my numbers, but not in the way you would think, right? Like, so for instance, if I go into a new storm, I know that I got to crank, dude. I know I got to crank 25 deals, dude. I don't know. Like, as soon as I hit 25, then I'm on the road to 1 million fast. Like, I'm on the right track. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because your pipeline is just going to feed you.
Yeah, my pipeline, dude, as soon as I stack 25, I know that pipeline's turning and I can turn it on even more, or I could just take care of the stuff that I got, make sure that stuff's getting closed. But I know that number, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know because I've done it a couple of times. Like, I've done 90-day runs. I know those numbers. Yep. And in fact, I'm coming up with a program on that. But like, dude, it's just, the knowing's in the doing, right? I don't not, you should know your numbers, bro. But like, I kind of know them like subconsciously, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Did you guys all, do you still handwrite contracts, or do you all type, or what?
Well, we have a contingency, and more I like to use like electronic contingencies, because dude, you just put it there. They're less likely to care what it says. It's sign on one end, because it's just like, all right, what is this saying? And then you could paraphrase it for them, knock out the main points. Yet you're only responsible for this. Like, your one out of pocket of expense is this. That's the main thing this thing is saying. It says, that if we say everything we're going to do, then you're going to allow us to do the work. That's how I explain it. Yeah. I know I used to explain it. This gives us permission to be on your property when I was storm chasing. And then some lady calls you out on it. And like, it just says nowhere that this gives you permission to
it's nothing. That's nothing. Yeah.
And then you lose a sale from just not being congruent and honest.
Like,
stuff you find out when you start out, man, when you don't know any better,
So what would you suggest is the best way to kind of like train somebody for a storm, like, that is not familiar with like just the ins and outs,
Okay. So here's what I'll say. There's like 3 stages of a storm. Okay. I'll go over this real quick, because it's super simple, but it's totally like important. So there's 3 stages to a storm when the storm pops off. Okay. So the first thing you're going to notice is your environment's going to be massively opposed, right? Because they got you, Tom, Dick, and Harry knocking on their door. They don't know what's going on. Everything's kind of like, sometimes they may have seen the hail, sometimes they haven't. Maybe it happened at night and it's all a shock to them, right? So your first 24 hours or 8 hours, 8 to 24 hours is going to be massive opposition. Like, I got a guy, I'm waiting to see what happens. I already called my insurance. You're going to get the same handful of objections or just even statements, right? Okay, so then, but you're going to go through, you're going to get 1 or 2, and then that's where you build your trust and your brand on that. So when you come in, the second stage of the storm is going to be like, and here's the thing, I would have all my door hangers with my cards on them, all the marketing folders, everything. I would have them prepared before you get a storm, 100 folders, a couple hundred door hangers, maybe 200 that are stapled with your name just to start off. I would have all that in a bin ready to rock, bro, in a storm, because you don't want to be coming back to the office for that at all. Time is money. Every minute, every hour of the day in a fresh storm equals massive
Yeah.
return in like 90 days.
Yeah.
So it's super important that you remain on the block, right? So the second phase is you're going to get ridiculed. Oh man, like you're the 15th guy here. We already got a guy. You're late, this and that. But yet there's still people waiting there. And you got to decide if it's worth your time to pick up the 10, 20 that are left over. Sometimes you have big subdivisions and they're all waiting, but they just haven't talked to the right salesman, right? Like you are you, your guy's your guy. That's his personality. Maybe they don't like me because I'm super pushy, and maybe you're super laid back and informative and know what you're talking about. They would rather deal with you. So you'll find those kind of people in there on the block. And then the third stage, then you'll be able to extract some contingencies from that. But then the third stage is the acceptance and the referral stage, where you've built something, you've gotten an approved roof, a couple of approved roofs, you posted signs saying approved. You know, ever seen those ones where they got the approved on it?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, some people have that. Either way, you're getting social proof, right? Like this is in fact happening. It's not a hypothesis. It's not a philosophy. It's like, dude, like this guy, we had certifiable hail damage. It's getting bought, and now we're going to build. And then you do a build, and then, like you say, you knock around it. And then, hey, those guys. And if you're not first, you're last, right?
Yeah.
So if first to just even don't even take the check and just build, that gives you a massive advantage over everyone else, because everyone's doing stuff the insurance way and they're waiting for the check and this and that. But I know people that have gained a lot of market share,
a lot of credit, right?
By just being the first to build, dude. So that's the 3 stages: massively opposed, ridiculed, and accepted. And it's the same like in business as in storm. Those things happen. That's the environment you're going to encounter. So what I was going over this yesterday, what I would do is get your marketing materials ready. I would have your areas that you're going to work, maybe 3 designated areas where you're going to go there religiously, like every day, like it's a job, or one of your guys is. If he's good, he can hit one Monday through Wednesday through Thursday, and then the weekend you can have 3 areas to work. But you got to show up every day, because you got to get that flag out there. You got to show the brand. They got to see you. The more and more time they see you, the more they let their guard down, and all their curiosity and stuff they've been wanting to ask, but they've just been negative with people. They'll ask you, hey, so this is really happening, and then you'll get a couple of that. And like you said, you get 1 or 2, you get 10 or 15, then you can start putting up your signs, and then pretty soon, like just natural stuff takes over, like natural selection takes over. It's weird. So do that, yeah, and make sure, dude, just make sure you take care of your people during this time, because it's super frantic. Make sure someone's reaching out to them and having that communication.
Yeah,
you'll gain a lot of points like that. But that's what I would do. I would scope out the area, be prepared with your marketing, and then I would just designate areas you're going to go to religiously. Then I would pound them for dude, I mean, when I was out there, I was taking, if I even took a day off, I take Monday off maybe when everyone's at work, but I'd be working Tuesday through Sunday for the next 90 days.
Same areas, just pounding,
and live in those neighborhoods.
And knock the same door like 10 times.
Well, yeah,
right?
dude, I mean, here's the thing. It's not to be rude, but like you avoid those people that, and here's the common misconception. Like you can do storm chasing and you can sell roofs and you can be nice about it. Like the people that are really like, don't want to be bothered, don't bother, man. Come up with a different way, a creative way to get to them, a direct mailer or offer for something, whatever. But like, stay away from those people, but you got to show the flag every day. And so people see you, so those walls start coming down. And I'm telling you, like a little cul-de-sac, like, man, my buddy said, like, if you stick and stay, you'll get your pay. He goes, Ben, if you come to this cul-de-sac every day, this block, this cul-de-sac, there's $50,000, like a big canvas bag full of fresh 100s in there, bro. Like if you stay here, if I were to tell you that it was like 50 grand here and all you had to do was come here for 90 days, would you come here every day like it's your job? I was like, yeah, dude. He goes, that's what's available. Turns out to be more, right? Would you do it? But everyone's got shiny object disease or shiny object syndrome where they want the best, this and that, the shiniest
Start chasing it.
Dude, but I'm telling you, like slow and steady wins the race. If you are direct with this, implementation, like, dude, you could almost like set your clock to what you guys are gonna, make that year. Like, when a fresh storm comes, you're gonna make 50 grand real quick. You know that, so you can start gauging your sales by that. But yeah, that's what I would do. That's the thing I train on, is just get out there and just stick and stay and do the activity. Don't get attached to the results. The results will come by the law of averages, right? All numbers.
Yes.
Right. But then something happens, kicker comes in, and you start doing that, and momentum takes off. You can't predict it. There'll be people flagging you down at the gas station, flagging you down at the deli in town. Like they'll see hey, can you stop by my house? You get a couple of those, once they see you enough and the walls come down, then you're able to just dominate.
So really it's just you're just like circling it like all the time. I'm back. Well, they think you're working here, right? Because they see your truck every day.
Yeah, you're showing, you're doing that, but also you're getting out there. And if you really want to go another level deep, you can just like create like a profile for your customer. Oh yeah, that's Tom and Mary. He's a teacher. She's a social worker. Like, yeah, they got two. Like, dude, you start seeing them so much, you know what they do. You know what car they drive. When that guy said, hey, maybe not this week, wait till it slows down, come back next week. All right, are you sure? I'm going to follow up with you on Saturday at 8:00. I just want to make sure I'm not bothering you,
So you basically knock on the door till somebody answers first. So if they're not there today, I'm coming back tomorrow. And then I'm coming back till somebody's there. And then we talk, they say not today, or inspect it or whatever. But the point is, like, just, you're always around, right? You're always there. Like, you don't just like knock a door. You don't knock one day and you're like, man, that sucked. There was nothing going on.
No, dude, you're 3 feet from gold when you do that, man. Because
that story,
you're 3 feet. You're literally 3 feet from gold. That's like all these people that go there and then they leave for a shiny object and then they come back. Like, dude, there's a guy that already signed up 15 of them while you were pussyfooting around and not getting in your feelings because nobody's saying yes right now, But I'm just saying, traditionally, when I knocked doors, I was a canvasser, I'd make them tell me no like 3 to 4 times before I left, because the offer is so amazing, dude. Like, we're increase the value of the home for the price of the deductible. You're paying $500 to $1,000 for a $20,000 product or $15,000. Not a hard sale, dude. So I believe in what I do. I believe in the value I'm providing. Why wouldn't I keep going to them until I could have that conversation and see where they at? Or are they just making excuses, blowing smoke signals? I need to collect a decision. Yes, no, maybe later. I'm thinking about it. I got to talk to the dog. I don't know, but like, I have to get out there and get that. I have to get my pitch out and talk to them the way that I talk to them, because they're not going to talk to someone like me, dude. I'm going to have my own personality, my own posture, and I believe in what I'm doing, and I want to help you and not let you see you get scammed by some of these other yahoos out here.
Right.
You got to come with it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense?
Cool. That makes sense.
It's just super intense, man. You got to be, man, money requires attention, dude. Like, I'm telling you, like, when you want to create income, generate revenue, you have to give a lot of your attention in doing so. You have to get people's attention. You have to be omnipresent. All this stuff I get. Have you read the 10X rule from Grant Cardone?
Not yet, but I follow him. I follow Grant Cardone.
Yeah, dude, you got to read that book. You got to 10X your mindset. Sell or Be Sold, all his books are very relevant, and they show that the old way of doing things is not, it's old. It doesn't work no more. You have to be on people's mind. Everyone's looking at their phones. They're distracted. You have to gain their attention while you can build, bro. You have to get their attention. So that's my strategy. That's how I get their attention. That's how I become omnipresent. And that's why you're able to have a large success when you're intentional and just super intense about it, but helping people, man, genuinely wanting to help them, you know?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on canvassers that aren't the closers, the salespeople? Like, how does that work? I feel like you get a lot of ghosting and no-shows. Like somebody canvasses to get an appointment like that, right?
Well, I started off as a canvasser, okay? So they gave us $100 if I got the guy on an appointment on the roof, right? Whether he closed them or not, I made $100, okay? So you gotta trust your salesman. If they're closers,
It's a lead, you know.
Hey, the guy, that's a cheap lead. I don't know what everyone's got a price for lead generation, and so $100 is not a lot of money for a lead, dude, in my opinion. So but I was thinking about that too, because I was talking to a company that wants to have 2 canvassers for each salesman.
Yeah.
So they keep them busy. They pay them a little small salary, and then 2% rip once it closes. You know, it could work like that, or you could give them per contingency or a small salary. Most of the time, bro, you're going to have to give a salary to people, you know, like to do that kind of stuff. Cause you know, or an incentive like $100, like people will work for $100 a deal, you know? But also people are super picky. Oh, what's the canvasser like? What's he saying? I like to pitch my people like how, well, then get your own canvas, teach them your ways. I don't know what to tell you, dude, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, because a contingency is a close, you know, essentially. Like,
yeah, it is, dude. I'd say in storm restoration, and I've been saying this, is like, I think the hardest part is gaining their trust to do their inspection and call them the claim. I think that's the hardest part of that whole transaction. Going to the adjustment's not hard. Getting a color selection is not hard, unless they're going to be cheap, and then you got to explain all the value in the front. Everything that you're going to occur, you got to take care of the front. Set the intention in the front, you know, and you won't have any problems. But getting people to trust you on a short notice is always going to be hard, you know?
Yeah. Like, I just met you. I don't even know you, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is why you want to listen to me. I get that, you know, but I'm going to leave you here with some free information today. And if I stand out more than these other yahoos, would you promise I'll help you tomorrow? You know, like, I'm going to leave them better than I found them. And I'll take their
Cool. Okay, man. I want to be respectful of your time, so I think I'm good for now.
Oh, no problem, man. Anything you need, just go through this channel. I got you, man. And let me know how your year goes. And if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, man.
I always will, you know, and I'd even like maybe have you talk to Mike a little bit, you know, get some tips and pointers. That's my salesman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, thanks for your time.
All right, man. Have a good one, Nick.
You too. Bye-bye.
Later. Bye-bye.